How dare you!
Well, hello there guys and welcome to the channel. Right, so today we are back again with another episode of KT Time. Episode 26 of this year. Actually, it's 27. You guys just missed out one. Haha. Either way, we have tons of things to talk about. First, before anything, welcome everybody. What's up, Growler, Harsh, Twisted Soul, Jager, you read this in your mind, didn't you? BK Spinus, Twisted Soul, Unnoticed Things, JJ Integral, Jack Attacks, Pikapika, Fluffy Pig Monster, Knight, Jacob, everyone. So first and foremost, let's just say huge welcome to the one and only Mandalorian.
Hey!
How are you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I know you're a little tired from your insane
Oh,
grind,
a
but
little tired doesn't begin to describe it. This was quite
that is
literally the longest, biggest grind that I have ever done.
true.
Ever.
Yeah, it was not just you, but very insane for everybody. So I wish you nothing but the best, and hopefully we'll get some good news.
Right, so, well, let's cover the first things first. People who want to know.
Yeah.
So people in the chat can answer as well when other people ask. This is where I ended up. Just a bit further, actually. I ended up at 181 million, basically. That was streak 1024. This is my final score, yeah, with 1024 streak. By far the most I have ever done. And, well, I had a bit eventful day, so I actually ended up spending, I spent like 2.5 Odins today alone, plus another, like, Odin and a half or something, before, so that's like 10,000 units, something like that. About 10,000 units, I think, yeah. Right, there is something else that I need to talk to, absolutely. Well, obviously, how to acknowledge, and first and foremost, I'd say huge thank you to every single one of you who were involved, obviously, with JJ as the ringleader. And I do happen to know that a lot of you also had something to do with it. And then there was this big plot that there was that big plot that was ongoing for months, and here are just like a couple of pictures. I will make a proper video for that tomorrow, but like today I was quite literally grinding, woke up, grinded, streamed, grinded, then all of a sudden wild JJ and JS appeared on my doorstep. Then we hanged out a bit. And, well, as soon as I left, I carried on grinding. So I woke up at, I think, 3:45 or something like that. I started grinding a bit past 4 o'clock a.m. And I, well, finished grinding when the arena finished. But you guys are flipping schemers for sure. So that was an amazing surprise. So here are just a couple of pictures that I took. But I'll take some more and I'll make a proper video with a proper thank you to every single one of you, because you guys are awesome. So yeah, here are some pictures of the cake, and that birthday card is like the best thing ever as well. It has like a ton of my facial expressions, like some channel art and JJ's. My girlfriend was laughing her ass off from that picture of my face photoshopped on Chris Rock, well, The Rock. But there was a ton of cool stuff, like gift voucher to my favorite takeaway, some beard cleaning kit, and I really like 2 of these that were there, because these things are absolutely amazing. They look so slick. And one of the coolest things that is definitely amazing is Mole Man Funko Pop. I did take it out of the package quite carefully, but I do love this little guy. And the biggest thing individually would be the Stream Deck, but well, we're going to have to set that up at some point next week. We'll see what I can figure out with that. And yes, my birthday is Monday, but John and Emma had to make their way down here today, so they passed all the gifts today. So thank you so much. There's also, oh, I'm wearing the t-shirt. You guys can't see what's written on it, but it basically just says don't fake it, just quake it. And there's a bunch of other cool stuff. So huge thank you. And then there's a big basket with all sorts of good stuff. With my favorite cereals and ton of sweets and a ton of crisps and energy drinks and chocolate and coffees and my girlfriend's already halfway through it pretty much. No, okay, I'm kidding. No, nobody can get through that halfway that quickly. But yeah, no, huge thank you. You guys are absolutely awesome, and I definitely did not expect all of that stuff. So it's very rare
Definitely.
when I get speechless, but you guys kind of dropped me speechless at the time when John and Emma showed up and all stuff. And it was absolutely awesome to hang out with JJ and JS. We chilled a bit in my place, then we went out for a bit of a walk and some iced coffee and stuff like that. That was very cool as well, because that was like actually the first time ever when I met up or interacted with well, any of the people from this entire escapade. So anyways, I'll make another video about it, but yeah, JJ is an absolute star, and huge thank you to all of you.
Definitely. No, without JJ, without both of them, really, the JS, JJ, they this wouldn't have been as organized, or it definitely couldn't have been pulled off. So huge thanks to them. A lot of support, and it was duly needed because you do help out a lot of people. We do appreciate you, and we
But
just
yeah,
want to make sure
it's
you do
like
that.
not that I want to get into the details or specifics about how bad my life has been or stuff like that, but I think this is pretty much the largest amount of gifts and presents that I have ever gotten in my life, and kind of like a single batch. So that's quite
Well,
crazy.
well, we're happy that you enjoyed it too, because like I said, we all definitely support you and want you to know how much you mean to us. So yeah, I mean, like I said, JJ, JS, and a lot of the people that watch you every single day and throughout the week love what you do and wanted to show you appreciation. So we're glad you liked it, because I know
I
you
definitely do. How could
definitely
you
did.
not? How could you not?
Yeah, but JJ was the organizer, so she deserves a lot of support and praise. So
Oh,
a big thank you to JJ for doing that and getting it together for everybody. So
yeah,
um,
right. But we have show to do.
yeah,
We
got a lot of
have.
stuff. KT, if you could pin this comment real quick. I posted it a couple times, but I just figured it'd be good to pin it.
Yeah, sure, I'll pin it up. No worries.
There we go.
Right, so where are we starting off? We're starting off with, well, we're gonna go back to the game because we get another compensation. Parry issues, well, they are being resolved. This is the first compensation, by the way. I accidentally claimed the previous one, but it's no big deal. It was pretty much the same thing. I'll be billing work for the fuel. Sure. uh,
Yeah,
sure
yeah. They
thing.
basically gave this to us when the issue first started out a week or
And
two
then
weeks
they
ago.
gave everything that's AQ related another week because they did not cancel Alliance Quest.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy that it's been going on this long. It's
I
just, wait a
mean,
minute.
I'd rather
Did that
them.
just come out again?
What?
That says 7/18 on it.
Oh no. Well, it can. I don't know. No, this is not new one. I only have claimed one. See, it says 19 days remaining, so it must be some sort of automated message somewhere.
Oh, it may just be
It's the
because it
first one.
shows.
It's the first one.
Oh, okay,
Anyhow, but
gotcha.
what I wanted to say, from my perspective, I kind of rather prefer them take the time, open the beta, and try to do it properly, rather than just like kind of
Yeah,
spit on it, put duct tape on, and it's like it'll hold for now. So
yeah,
there is beta happening right now, I think, or the signups for it are happening
yeah,
right now.
yeah. It's the beta's happening right now. I think it's going on for another like week and a half or something like that.
Yeah. So again, as annoying as it is, I'd rather them do it at whatever pace they're doing it. So long as it doesn't feel like they're neglecting it. So long as it doesn't go over from month to month to month. But
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's nice that they did it a second week. Considering it's still not done, I don't know if we should expect a third one, but who cares? I mean, they're working on it. They really are aware of it. Honestly, um, the people that are affected are kind of dealing with it. I mean, it's not stopping
Yeah, I wanted
content.
to
It's
say
obviously not stopping.
it's not really that big of a showstopper once you kind of get used to it. I understand that there are a lot of people who might have a harder time adjusting and who are inconvenienced and put out more than others. But again, from what I hear, for most part, most of the people have kind of like, found their way around it. And yes, it is a bit harder to play. Yes, you do get hit slightly more often than you normally do, but it's not like the game is like unplayable.
Yeah, I mean, I've had to use a few more items than normal just when I was getting used to it, but it's just nice that they're at least, not just doing one. What I should say is they're doing compensation packages, but they're doing uh like a lot faster than what we
Yeah,
normally see.
that kind of like keeps it more in
Yeah.
check. They
Yeah,
kind of
so it's not just like, well, we already gave you compensation, and we're
yeah.
like, well, dude, that didn't do much of anything.
Yeah.
Versus they gave you,
This is
okay,
them
it's
kind
been
of
going on for a second week.
for one of the
Here's another.
first times ever staying ahead of the issue.
Yes, and I think that should be commended because normally we crap on them because of that. They're actually doing everything they
Yeah,
can
because
to
how
try
many
and make
times?
it better.
Remember when there was a time when they took like 6 weeks to send out compensations, and by those times 6 weeks there were like 3 more compensations promised, and then when we were getting the compensations, we were like, oh, what the hell is this for, kind of thing.
Yeah, we don't even remember what it's for. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's just, it's yeah, they got to be more timely, and they definitely have done it this time. So I got to commend them for that. Um, because of that, obviously, Summoner Showdown was supposed to start last week. It was supposed to be delayed until tomorrow, starting tomorrow, and now it's been delayed another week now.
Yeah, it
So
was
it's going to be starting.
so it was supposed to start on 12th, I think, then
Yes,
19th, and now 26th.
now
Um,
26.
well, there was well, it technically did start on 12th, didn't it?
Well, yeah, so that's kind of our second point. So yeah, so it did start, which kind of worries me that tomorrow's going to do the same
It
thing
would be funny if it
because
does. It would be really funny if it does.
if it does, yeah, I'm going to be
It would be
laughing. But
legitimately funny.
definitely it came live as soon as it was supposed to go live on this past Monday. It was live for about 10 to 15 minutes. It wasn't very long.
Yeah,
So
I
people were
heard
able to go
25, but
in.
yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't for sure if it went past 15, but yeah, less than half an hour, let's say. And so people were definitely able to go in and see who it was and such.
Was it like
And
Nameless King Groot or something?
yeah, it was supposed to be Nameless King Groot, which is going to be interesting because he's getting buff now. If that delay is going to end up changing
Well, I mean,
anything.
Nameless should not make anything to King Groot's buff. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
that's true. Yeah. Being nameless is completely different. So yeah. That's kind of interesting that they used him, and then of course we know about that, which we'll talk later. But yeah. So we know kind of, unless they decide to throw a curveball and change it because it leaked, but I don't think they'll do that. Um,
Yeah, I
but
don't
yeah,
think
it's
they
supposed
will.
to be.
I think they have other fishes to fry. And just to quickly
Yeah, they've
repair, so
got a
we
lot
still
of
do
work.
not have timeline exactly when the party bug is going to get fixed. So keep in mind that
Just like we said
this,
last week.
yeah,
Yeah, it could change.
it could change.
So as of now, it's scheduled for July 26th, but it could be delayed again. So just until that day happens and then nothing has changed and they announce it and it launches officially, just take this with a grain of salt. That's when it should
Yeah,
start. So
pretty much. That being said, yeah, we'll see to what extent I'll participate in it. But right about now, I have had enough of MCOC. I don't want to do
I
nothing. I
I
look
was
at that
gonna say
phone in
honestly,
disgust.
yeah, honestly, them delaying it a week is kind of nice because you just had the longest
I
grind of your
know.
life. So an extra week to kind of, I don't know,
I can show. I broke
recharge your
my
batteries.
arena win streak record. I can show that as well.
Yeah, that's yeah, he got over 1,000 win streak now,
1024
everybody.
is my.
Did you never lost your win streak,
No,
right?
no, no.
Okay, so yeah.
That's
Uh
1024.
yeah, that's crazy, man. That's more than me by quite a bit. I think I'm in the I'd have to look again, but yeah, definitely more than me by far cuz I think I'm in yeah, the highest win streak for me 475, so you're almost 3 times, at least 2.5 times.
And double. Let's say that was fine. But yeah, that was grand and a half. So at the moment, I'm like, fine, delay everything. I need nothing. I'll find what to do. Uh,
Yeah.
but
But
yeah.
yeah, um
Right. So that's happening with the bugs. Basically, AQ carrying on. We got a second set of compensation. We do not have an exact timeline of the panic bug fix. We just know that bait is in work. Summoner Showdown has been pushed aside. Obviously, the war is still on off season. And other than that, well, we're going to talk about it a bit later, what happened with Summer of Pain. Exactly,
Yeah.
but, well, either way, let's just jump to Summer of Pain week 5. Let's discuss Venom and...
Pretty good. So, Summer Pain, week 5 shows up, second week of our Thronebreaker objectives, and we had a very surprising boss. I mean, I don't think we ever thought we'd see this boss, right?
Yeah.
Venom not being in there. We didn't, yeah, I've ruined it by saying Venom, but
yeah, since he was the T2, well, basically the champion in the forefront of the poster. We knew that we were going to be getting Venom at some point.
Yeah, and Emma
exactly.
should be coming now because she's also on there. So yeah, so definitely Venom is was this week's boss, which I mean, what were your thoughts versus the prior weeks? What did you think about this boss?
I'm not a fan of this fight at all. Like, let me explain, because I know there has been like a lot of discussion about this. And me saying I'm not a fan does not necessarily stem from the level of difficulty. I, on personal note, would like these fights to be a bit more difficult, but I'm fine, I'm happy for everybody who gets to capitalize on easier fights, get extra points, get better rewards, stuff like that. I'm not gonna kind of like try and complain about it too much, because there are different players, different levels, and everybody wants to be successful. So either way, putting difficulty level aside, which I personally think should be somewhat harder, but it isn't. But I could deal with that, and I would not comment on it specifically either. The thing that I don't like is how basic, generic, boring this fight is. This is quite literally a fight that can be done with any single champion in this game. Literally any champion in this game. Even if you have Groot that's ranked up high enough, you can do it with Groot. If you have Iron Patriot, you can do it with Iron Patriot. If you have whatever noodle you happen to like, you can do it with that. And on top of all of that, the idea that you can do the fight with every single champion is not necessarily as bad as it becomes when you combine it with being forced to play extremely boring, because for 9 out of 10 champions in this game, you cannot use heavy attacks, you cannot use special attacks, and the fight literally consists of hardly better fight schematics than Winter Soldier fight does in Realm of Legends, It's just hit the opponent, don't get hit, don't use heavies, don't use specials, don't let the opponent get to level 2 or 3. That's it, pretty much.
Yeah,
it's exactly the most boring, basic, mundane fight. I don't like it. And thank you, Masai. Thank you very much, Beard Gang. I actually got beard cleaning kit. My money. Beard upkeeping.
Nice. Masai 66 $4.99. Beard Gang forever.
And yeah, like this fight I think is by far the worst one from every fight so far. Because previous fights, say what you will about the difficulty level and what you think about the difficulty level.
KT.
Yeah.
You may want to turn on your fan. You just lagged big time.
Yeah, I saw that. It's fine. But yeah,
okay.
What I wanted to say,
I couldn't hear you. That's why I was saying it.
What I wanted to say, this fight so far is the most boring one ever. So in the quest, because say what you will from the previous fights, whether they were too easy or too hard, too specific, too not specific, but they were at the very least more interesting than this one.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. This one was a very mundane fight. I didn't think, we've said before, it's Summer of Pain, not Summer of Mild Inconvenience, but this one seemed like Summer of Snooze Fest right here. It wasn't a very good fight. It was definitely, while it's nice that, people that maybe don't have the best skill could do this fight.
Well, okay, so here's the thing, because some people think that fight is hard because, it's Venom and they do not control Venom's AI or whatever. It's not a hard fight.
Yeah.
It really is not.
No.
There is absolutely not a single hard element in this fight.
Yeah. The other thing, too, is a lot of people were focusing on his buffs a lot, especially when we first did it. They were like, you need to nullify the buffs. You need to do that. It's like, no, just ignore them. Just fight. You know, all you got to do is fight. The buffs aren't going to do anything that you can't control. You know, it's not like you have to nullify those. It's not like you have to stop those from triggering. It's nothing like that. So I really think that was another misconception that people had.
Yeah.
But
I think it kind of stemmed from them wanting to put this symbiote objective and Spider-Verse hero objective, and then realizing that there are only like 2 good heroes in each one of those, and then they can't make the fight to be hard. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And then that's why they had to make it generic. I think it's just what kind of like a critical error in their planning in regard to this fight. That is how I see it.
I kind of feel like it's going to be kind of a double-edged sword they put themselves into, because since they wanted to add these specific Thronebreaker objectives, that I don't think we're going to see anything as challenging as the weeks that didn't have them. Because if they were to tune it, they have to tune it for those objectives, because if they're not tuned to those objectives, then it ends up becoming unfair, which every fight should be fair, where you have to rely on skill and what you know about the champions and counters and things like that. But when you're putting specific limitations on the champions you can use for objectives, you've got to tune it for that as well, which kind of puts it just puts it in a box where it kind of gets to where a fight becomes a little too easier.
Again, it's not necessarily about easy or hard; it's just boring as far as I'm concerned. And,
well,
that's the problem.
I mean,
I think it also comes from a vicious cycle where they wanted to have specific objectives like Spider-Verse and stuff like that, but then they realized that many people will not have, let's say, ranked up Venom, or because there are only like 2 good champions in, like, or 2 like suited champions in Spider-Verse heroes and in symbiotes, and then they realized that how to make that fight doable with like all of the Spider-Verse heroes pretty much. And then they have to make it boring, because they can't have a very specific fight and a narrow Thronebreaker objective. And they cannot have a narrow Thronebreaker objective if the fight isn't very specific and straightforward and doable with like Agent Venom or OG Spidey and crap like that. And I think it kind of would be that they wrote themselves in a corner there.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. It's kind of like one of those situations where they can't make the fight a certain way because those restrictions they've done now.
Yeah. And again, to be perfectly clear, I don't like, and I'm not commenting here on the level of difficulty. I'm fully willing to accept that there are a lot of people struggling with it or struggling to do the objective stuff like that, and I do not think anybody is better or worse because of it. But at the same time, the way I see it, it's just a boring fight. It really is just a Venom. It might as well, this fight would pretty much be the same if it would be in Realm of Legends. Except in Realm of Legends, it would be better because you could actually use special attacks with more champions.
Correct. Yeah. I agree with that 100%.
And that is not something that I want to see in Summer of Pain.
No, it's unfortunate. Like I said, I think they kind of hurt themselves by including those objectives. If they made it where just Thronebreakers got, I don't know, 2 points for every, or maybe even just make it where you don't have to revive or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That would have been better than, I mean, it would have been a pain in the ass. People would have complained, but I think that would have been better than kind of shoehorning where they make it.
I think they need to be quite careful with Thronebreaker objectives. But again, I think it's a bit too late because the fights are already designed. Let's just hope that the next fights are a bit more interesting.
Holy shit, KT, congrats.
Yeah, I know, man.
I just saw the stream. I was like, holy shit. Ugh.
And
I'm so happy
and
for
also
you.
It was like very congested at around this score level, because apparently 172 million placed 87.
Yeah.
So
which is what I was thinking. 172 would be well within its, like, be fine until I saw some of these later scores. So
yeah, I know.
We were wrong. It definitely jumped up a lot higher until, well, when we see the minimum, you know, we'll see. But most likely the minimum is going to be
someone
in
ASR range. With 170.2 got 1 or 2.
Oh, shite. Yeah, there you go. So
There you go.
then, so yeah, it was definitely, so it jumped up a lot more than we'd ever seen. This definitely did break records.
It's
I think,
it's not normal, man.
no, I don't know if round two's probably gonna be higher.
I can tell you, I was at 170 million 1 hour before the arena was finished.
Shite. Yeah, you put some boosts on and grinded.
Yeah,
and just
I
kept
grinded
refreshing.
like for last 3-4 hours, like last 3.5 hours. I was boosted non-stop and grinded with everything that I had. Because like well, that is when JJ and John left, and as soon as they left, pretty much I just boosts, arena boosts, refresh 6 stars. Let's go. I didn't even bother with the 5 stars after they left. I just did my 6-star run and then just refreshed the 6 stars.
I would have just been refreshing the top 6 stars, like my top 3, boost them, boost the 30% attack and HP, and just go to town.
So Kato was like 171 or something like that.
Yeah, well, that's what it probably was. Yeah, someone's guessing that since 100.2 was 102. So yeah.
First guess.
But yeah, definitely congratulations. You deserve it. Now you can feel good about resting.
I want to see the second round score. Second round's gonna go higher, I think.
Yeah, it typically does. So that's one of those things. But yeah, definitely one of those things you just want to see. But I know you're not going for second round, but you can awaken him, can't you, if you wanted to?
I have a Cosmic Awakening Gem. I could quite literally now take him to rank 3.
There you go. You should probably do that if you wanted to. But yeah, congrats, man. I'm really happy for you. There's a lot of top players and top alliances in there. I can see. I wonder how many people in my alliance got him because they were grinding hard.
We have 1 from ASR.
Yeah.
2, 3.
Well, based on your units and based
we only
on
got 3 that made it, and we have 1.
Oh my leader made it. Quite a few of my players I saw right at the end. Holy crap! Yeah, one of the accounts my leader runs, he was I think he was ranked 89. So damn.
Very good. Here's 1, 2, 6 is ASR. I think we only had 3 from ASR that actually made it. We had a ton of people miss.
Yeah, I saw 2. I didn't see. I wasn't looking. I wasn't looking very closely. Wow.
Oh, I missed another one. Thank you, Samon. Happy early birthday, bro. Thank you very much.
Happy early birthday, bro, and love to hear you, Mango.
But yeah, so anyway, so Summer of Pain. I know the opinions are divided, and I know the fight seems hard for many players, and that's fine. I'm not gonna run around screaming that the fight is too easy. I personally liked it a bit harder, but I'm fine with whatever difficulty it is. But I will, in fact, say that the fight is boring as fudge.
Yeah, it definitely is. Well, moving on, week 4 was extended due to the
not just
issue.
Extended. Week 4. Week 4, we have an entirely different issue. In typical Kabam fashion, when they fix something that they broke, they break something again. And in this case, it was that week 4 can be done again. Like, as we can see, I can go in right now and do it again. I haven't done it.
It doesn't say explored.
Yeah, because it doesn't say explored. And if I were to explore it right now, I'm going to get an extra point. Thing is, a lot of people immediately did it.
Yeah.
And that obviously creates a situation where some people might get, like, extra points, more or less. And especially considering how easy this fight is with Magneto, where you can literally do it in like 12 hits or 13 hits or something like that. It's basically a free point if you have Magneto. And, well, first things first, as always, this creates some sort of instability because you don't know what you're kind of meant to do. You don't want to be the one missing out if everybody else is doing that. But on the other side, Kabam has banned people for stuff like that in past. Or punished. So that was like another entire kind of like saga story for a day till they actually came out and said that quote unquote will be no punishment, and then a few hours later they said that they will be taking away a point from anybody who got extra.
Yeah, and then just a couple days ago, they sent a message in game telling people do not do the fight again. That they are taking it away, but
I
don't
mean,
do it
like,
again,
you
please.
can
'Cause
do it, but I mean,
yeah,
it's pointless because they can take the point away anyways. And just to be clear,
yeah,
if you had like one of the objectives left, do the fight, get your points.
yeah,
You have no other option then. But if you had earned all the points already and done the fight, and this would be quote unquote extra point, then probably best not to. But like if you had still the robot objective to do and stuff like that, do the fight, even if
do the fight.
that
Yeah.
results with you getting extra point, which they will have to take away. But that's their problem at that point.
Yeah, it's not your fault that
Yeah.
happened.
It's just that if
So,
there is no
just do it.
reason to do the fight, then you by doing that fight will basically just make more work for them and will invite potentially them to mess up, you know?
Yeah, here's what I could see happening. Because, like, for example, Will W in chat said he had to do the robot yesterday, but they gave him the extra point for doing it too. I
Yeah.
don't think they'll take away both points, but if they do, think about it this way:
Take
you're
a
gonna have to put a
screenshot, whatever,
ticket
yeah.
in. They could put a ticket in. Kabam could fix it, but you're still gonna probably claim the rewards that they gave you before. You possibly get double rewards. It's gonna be a pain in the ass. Let's
It's
put it
just
that way.
it's always a mess with Kabam with these things. Like I'm not sure
Yeah.
whether I will do the fight. I honestly don't know what is the best case to recommend here because, again, do I believe that Kabam is going to do everything perfect and fix it ideally? I don't. Do I know whether they are more likely to mess up if I do the fight? If I don't, I don't know. You know what I mean? There's just no way of knowing
Yeah.
which way Kabam is going to mess up again because so far that is the MO. They mess up something.
Yeah, what I'm gonna say is if you haven't done the fight yet, I mean, if you haven't done the fight at all, obviously do it. But if you've already done the fight and you just have the opportunity to do it again, just don't if you don't need to. Because at the end of the day, if you only do the fight you're supposed to and you get all the objectives and you get the max objective at the end of Summer of Pain and they mess up somehow, you can say, look, go and look at my account. I've done every objective. I've done everything. I should have the max rewards. And there should be no problem for that. Yeah, you may be a delay of a day or two of getting your rewards corrected, but at the end of the day, don't jeopardize your
Yeah,
your
your
ability.
entire
You know,
3
that's what I'm
months
just
worth
saying.
of or 2 months worth of progress. Also, Owen's comment. I personally think the fights are hard. That's fine. Again, like we
There's
each
nothing
can
wrong with
have
that. No,
our
no, I'm
own
trying,
opinion.
and I apologize.
And
I
my
apologize
idea
if
is
I said
not
that.
to say that Kabam absolutely must make fights harder. Just like you think the fights are hard, I'm perfectly fine with you thinking however you're thinking, and you know I'm happy for you being able to get whatever rewards you're getting. It's well, first of all, there's a difference that, like, yeah, from my perspective, I don't think it is all that hard. I would personally like them to be a bit harder, but I'm fine with them the way they are. I'm not talking about level of difficulty. I'm talking about the way that fights are made. There can be a boring fight and there can be an interesting fight. And I'm sorry, but Venom is a boring fight.
Yeah. And you know what? It's fine if it's challenging for you. We're not saying that. We're just saying boring. That's to us.
Yeah.
It may not be boring to everyone, but I mean, I think it is, but that's just me.
Yeah. But
anyway,
and again, by no means I try to imply that my opinion is the one that counts and yours doesn't. And, you know, you're perfectly free to think whatever you want to think, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, the goal of us giving our opinions and such is literally that, just an opinion, so you guys can see how different people think, you know, and give you options for what you may be hearing, you know.
But yes, so that is basically the situation with Darkhawk, where Kabam is said to take away that extra point. Nobody knows exactly what is going to happen when they try to fix it. Also, we do not know if they will extend this week, because technically they should. If they did the previous one and they still haven't fixed the problem, then they kind of should extend this week too.
Yeah, I think the problem therein lies with, because it's set to expire, they have to refresh it, and that's the reason why it showed new, and it's going to happen again this week if they don't.
Shaswat's coming in with 200 rupees as well. It's 1 a.m. here, KT. Happy birthday, gonna crash in a bit. Have a fun day and a great year ahead. Nice. Thank you very much. And I hope to see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. I will be streaming tomorrow. By the way, for those of you who are wondering, I will be streaming tomorrow morning as I normally do. And I will be having midday stream on my actual birthday because my girlfriend is working through the day, and I will be doing an earlier stream than I normally do, so I can get hang out with you. And
It's 1 a.m. here,
I w-
Katie. Happy
I will
birthday.
be
Gonna
here.
crash
I'm
in a
gonna be
bit.
waking up early
Have a
tomorrow.
fun day and
Not
a
staying
great
up late.
year
but
ahead.
waking up early.
and then I'm gonna be basically gone for the evening because I'm going out with my girlfriend just to have like a nice meal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
You
will be
should
live
go and
tomorrow
relax.
just a bit earlier than I normally do.
I would say the following day, maybe take the morning stream off if
We'll
you want
see.
to.
Oh, we'll see. I'm not drinking
Well, I'm just
anyway,
saying
so
because you've been working hard, man.
I'm fine.
But
Have to.
we're very happy that you're here, and thank you for doing that.
But yeah,
But
so
moving
week
on
6 is
from
coming
summer-
soon, obviously. We're gonna see week 6 on
Yeah.
Wednesday. And but I
Yeah.
do think that they should probably extend the week 5 again.
They should, absolutely. Now, I don't think week 4 should be extended a third week. I think 2 weeks to get it done is plenty. But yeah, I think week 5 should be extended. Maybe they should just do 2 weeks for all of them now, and always have one, like always have an overlap of one of them until they get this Perry bug fixed.
Yeah,
But
I
that's
also
just
think
my
so.
opinion.
Probably. for
But
the
and
best.
maybe just set them up that way. Maybe just set them up that way, and if they fix the Perry bug and it happens that there's still an extra week for the other one, well,
Yeah.
so be it.
We'll see
we
what
won't
they
beat
end up
after
doing.
that.
But yeah.
But anyway,
Anyways, that is with the summer plan. So now we can kind of jump to more juicier bits. Well,
yeah.
the other
so-
thing that we
well,
can
gotta
quickly
touch
mention.
one-
The one thing that I
Yeah.
didn't want to write up top is because I can't even see it here anymore. But that 1 gold for the 7 Summoner
7 days,
of Pain event. Well, first of all, let's just acknowledge that
It's
the entire event
it's
is
in the shop.
shit show.
yeah.
That,
Yes. Oh
that
my God.
entire Summoner event is going from underwhelming to bad to worse to stupid kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it just keeps getting worse. But they did do one thing that was well, because previously they gave grace period only for paying players that chose to pay extra. And that was like
Correct.
a huge shift, and that was much bigger of a deal combined with their problems with notifying and interacting with that whole milestone thing. Because it doesn't stack, it doesn't auto-claim, and if you don't manually go to a tab on a site that you normally wouldn't have to, you kind of basically miss out a day, even though you technically do everything that needs to be done. So that immediately caused a lot of problems. There was Brian Grant made a video. I had a ton of people coming to me saying, like, I already missed a day or two. It's like, and, I didn't even realize. So they allowed summoners to buy kind of like 7 days worth of milestones for 1 gold. Which is awesome. What do you think?
Well, they also sent you the 1 gold too, which was
Yeah,
kinda nice,
that
so it
was
was really
fun, yeah.
free.
Yeah, that is kind of funny.
But yeah, so you're able to get
Mm.
it. It was in there. It was nice. But that allows you to do one of two things. Either you continue on with getting what's the word? You get 7 days of getting whatever the shards you're going to get for the extra days once the calendar is over, or you just basically get
Well, you don't get to
What do you
miss
call
out
it?
on those 500 units, because previously, if you missed a day, you missed
Yeah.
already like a final milestone, and the
Yeah,
final
you
milestone would
basically
be
get-
5-star Awakening Gem and 500 units. It's just like a big freaking deal. But yeah, so right now, as it stands, everybody gets the 7-day grace period, which is how it used to be to begin with. So Kabam doesn't technically, like, it's a good thing that they did it, but it still only makes it equal to what it was before. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
and making something equal like it was a year before, by definition, means it's significantly more shit. So this event is significantly more shit, no matter which way you slice and dice it. But then keep in mind on top of how complicated it has become. And I still like the idea. I think this event could have been good. I think this event could have been fun. Would it be more streamlined? Would there be more grace days? Would it be explained better? Would those daily milestones and those sunglasses stack? You know what I mean?
Correct.
Or get auto-claimed or something. And most importantly, would the rewards also get updated? And speaking of the reward update things, they are selling like for $5, kind of like a Throne Cavalier daily offer or Grandmaster's daily offer, extra 7 days worth of
only on-
milestones, which is another
only
thing
on
that just pissed me
Wednesdays.
off. Yeah, I think it's on Wednesdays, but
Yeah.
they're probably going to be offering it every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, yeah. they are.
And at that point, I legitimately started hating this entire event. I thought previously it was just free. With this event, they basically put a monetization aspect to it, and then put a plus note on it, which was already kind of odd. You know, it was a new thing. Like normally you don't get to buy an offer or an offer plus kind of thing. But
Yeah.
okay, fine, fair play. And now they are trying to capitalize on these fivers by fivers for people trying to buy 700 6-star shots eventually, you know, just to get those rewards quicker. I just find that so filthy and cheap. And at this point, I legitimately want nothing to do with this event.
Yeah, it's kind of shitty. I fell for it the first time. I'm sorry
Yeah.
I did. I
But
feel
yeah,
bad. I feel dirty
basically,
for
that
doing
7-day
it now.
grace period, what it means that you get rewards 7 days earlier, or if something happens, you have 7 more, well, grace days, or ultimately, if you do not use any of your extra grace days, then you get 700 6-star shots after 3 months, basically.
Mhm.
That okay, it's not completely garbage, but it's definitely not a great value. 700 6-star shots for $5, you know, it's not really the bargain of the century. It's not the worst thing that I have sold, but it's not great. But the entire idea that they're trying to earn a fiver off me every single week because of this event, it just makes my blood boil.
Yeah, I mean, it's shitty of them to do that. You'd be better off buying the daily deals for Cav or higher if you really wanted to. But I wouldn't suggest that either. Maybe the end of the month when they actually have like the bonuses in them, when they give you the crystals, if that.
Yeah,
But yeah.
but no, this event in general at this point is just like, I don't think I have spoken with a single person that says this is a great event, they're enjoying it and they love it and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
No, it's annoying.
So
it's
once
annoying
again, they somehow managed to turn an event that everybody was waiting for into something that most of the people are confused by, and the ones that aren't just dislike it flat out, and the ones that are confused will dislike it once they understand it.
Yeah, I explained it to somebody the other day in my alliance, and it was like a paragraph, and they're like, "How is it you explained it better than Kabam in a paragraph?" I'm like, "I don't know. Don't even ask."
Yeah,
You know, it's like
but
they really tried to
it's
make
just
it
not great.
overcomplicated for something like that.
You could clearly see that the people who write those announcements in Kabam, I think they're some sort of interns who have very little understanding of the game.
Yeah,
I
mean,
don't
it's either
think
that
that.
or it's just someone who I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, I
here we
think you're
have
right.
Chase Demon. I actually have been enjoying the event. Fair play. If you enjoy it, enjoy it. I'll eat my
Hey,
words.
good for
I'm
you.
wrong. We have Chase Dominic that has been enjoying the event.
Yeah, I'm sure there are some.
Yeah,
that
I'm
do,
sure there are
but
some though. But you know, I
you
was
know,
like using hyperbole. It's just generalizing. Vast majority of the people that I know definitely do not like it.
Shut up
We
and take my
have
money.
fiver from
Right.
Will as well. Weekly no job fund plus B
$5.
day. Thank
Weekly
you,
no
Will.
job fund plus B day.
Thank you very
That's
much.
funny.
I
think that everybody really just wanted something to come out, because we've been expecting it the last like 3 years. Something has happened.
I think they just blew
and
it, to be honest. I think this year they just blew it because they didn't improve the actual rewards. The actual rewards are exactly the same 1-to-1 as the year before, and that's already very, very bad.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It's very bad.
I agree with
And
that.
then having all of this extra overcomplication stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like that's really
Jacob
the worst
said it
thing
very
that
good.
they've
Now, it's
done.
one of those people who think they are smart by trying to make simple things complicated. That's pretty much what it is. Because the end result of this event has not changed. The total amount of rewards has not changed. The length of it has not changed. And anything that has been introduced for this event is pretty much rudimentary.
Absolutely. And I think that's the biggest part is there's no change. The only change they made was made it more difficult and you have to be more interactive to get the rewards.
And there is a pay option, basically, to double
And there's
dip.
a paywall. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so anyway, so I didn't want to talk about this event because honestly, it kind of like bums me out every time I think about it. But okay, let's move on. Let's move on to happier news.
Yeah. So next thing we have is we know that
we have new champions. We have new champions. Yeah.
Yeah, we have rumor of new champions for August. I can't believe we're already saying August.
Yeah.
Yeah, for August now.
Here we have the new champions in front of us.
And they're Spider-Verse characters, which is kind of nice,
Mm-hmm.
Not that we need more Spider-Men, let's say, but the fact that we're getting more Spider-Verse characters
that
is
is
kind
quite
of
the
neat.
thing. Honestly, I can't stand them. Like, I don't want no more Iron Man. I don't want no more Spider-Man. I don't want no more Hulks even.
But
Fix
I will
the
say,
ones that we have, and then we can talk. Is my attitude.
yeah, but I will say, even before they added Cell Spider-Man and, before all these other things, I always wanted Spider-Man
No,
2099
I
in the
know.
game.
I do understand the appeal. There are tons of people. Like, for instance, if Iron Spider would appear, there would be tons of people celebrating because
Yeah.
ton of people want Iron Spider in the game. I can understand those people. That's fine. But as far as I'm concerned,
like,
I would be happy for Spider-Man 2099 as well, just not this year.
yeah. I feel like Stealth. I almost feel like every year they have to release a Spider-Man. Have
Pretty
you
much,
figured that out
that
yet?
is what they do. And, well, here is my approach to it. Like, they're actively buffing champions. They're actively buffing random champions that nobody cares about. They're avoiding Avengers, they're avoiding Miles, they're avoiding Groot and buffing King Groot. And now they're introducing more Spider-Man. For me,
yeah,
and I do understand that I have no sway and influence in what champions they pick and stuff like that, and I'm talking purely selfishly at this point as a Marvel fan or
Sure.
a conveyor of popular community's opinion. I want my OGs
Sure.
buffed. I think it is disrespectful that they are skipping them. I want my Miles buffed, I want Superior Iron Man buffed, I want Groot buffed, I want a ton of those champions buffed because before Diablo, like who the fuck is Diablo? Majority of the people do not know who Diablo is before they download this game. I can guarantee you not a single player in history of fucking ever has downloaded Marvel Contest of Champions because they want to play with Diablo.
Yeah.
I
No.
guarantee you.
He's a very niche champion.
Exactly.
Well, when I say champion, I mean villain.
Yeah. But yeah.
Well, mostly South Americans know him because he's one of the few characters.
That.
But even
Fantastic
so,
Four
that's not
fans
the
and stuff like
majority of
that.
the
But still, not a single person who is aware of him downloads the game because of him,
Correct.
And not a single person in history ever downloads a game to play with Diablo and stuff like that. We'll download this game because of Iron Man, because of OG Cap, because of OG Hulk, and stuff like that. And all of those champions are just left. I can imagine how many people have left this game after 3 or 4 days because you like Iron Man and MCU, you download the game, you realize Iron Man's like the shittest champion in the game, and you're like,
but wait, let's
sucks.
get the new Iron Man. I'm sure he's great, right? No, he's not.
Yeah, well, kind of.
Oh, he's not as.
He's not awful, but
still.
Not... Anyway, but for instance, with the new Iron Man and Silver Centurion, a lot of people, especially younger players and stuff like that, wouldn't even realize that it is the same person and stuff like that. There is a certain value to that iconic OG look. Like when you download a game, you do not look for Overseer, who's technically Hulk. You do not look for Immortal Hulk. You're gonna look for Hulk.
Well, granted, Immortal Hulk is just labeled, I think, as Hulk, but yeah.
I know what you mean, but still.
The OG Avengers need to be respected.
Yeah, and same as Miles, Superior Iron Man, Groot, so on and so forth. So, anyways, with that said, and I kind of feel the same. I don't mind Spider-Man. I think we have enough, but I would be okay with them, and I'd be happy for Spider-Man 2099, for instance, if Kabam had actually showed some respect to what they already have in the game.
Yeah, you got to respect your roots before you run. You don't run before you walk. Kind of that's what it becomes, and yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much just like we don't need there are thousands of champions in Marvel Universe that we don't have, and they keep insisting on bringing variations of champions that we do have. I am not a fan of that, regardless of how popular these champions are. But if you're gonna do that, at least make sure that the original, more famous, more sought-after versions of them are actually playable.
Yeah.
But I'd still rather
what bothers me too.
Not another version of Spider-Man. I'd still rather have a different champion. But if you're gonna bring Spider-Man, at the very least, freaking buff the old ones. Anyways, that being said, I know you're hyped for Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah. But what I was gonna say is, the original Spider-Man should be really awesome, and even the symbiote one should be really awesome.
Yeah.
Because it was supposed
all
to
of them, Miles, OG, Spidey, symbiote, all of them should be awesome.
Yeah, but they're not.
Yeah, they suck.
Anyway, so yeah.
So, well, basically the story is, first of all, I personally am legitimately more excited for Penny Parker. I don't know, I kind of like that Champion. Like, with the model, the spider, and robot, it kind of reminds me of Mole Man and Hulkbuster mix. It's dope.
Yeah, I just hope, we know that Hulkbuster and Mole Man now, when he was released, he wasn't, but Mole Man now is really good. I think a lot of the hype comes from people expecting them to play like a Hulkbuster and Mole Man hybrid. I just hope it doesn't disappoint people. I really hope they don't make him crap. You know what I mean? So we're gonna have to wait and see with that. But definitely, I'm intrigued with both of them. I think if you watch the Into the Spider-Verse movie, it was a really good movie, and it's the fact that we're getting 2 characters, which means they may even throw in Spider-Man Noir soon, which is just another.
Again, please no, please no, please no, please no. For fuck's sake, please no.
Yeah, well, they've got Pig, they've got OG Spider-Man, even though he sucks. They've got these 2 characters.
Yeah, I know.
It's possible they could do that.
Very
we do
much
think
so possible, yes.
With Sandman being teased already that he's going to be
well,
coming
Sandman's
in the game.
not so much teased, it's confirmed.
I'm sorry, yeah, he's confirmed as coming in the game, but we've got possibility of Null coming in the game now.
And we have also confirmation of Adam Warlock, which I know a lot of
Adam
people
Warlock. But what I'm saying is, in regards to Spider-Verse, though, I kind of feel like the next few months, if it's not every month, it may be every other month, we're going to see a lot of Spider-Verse champions come into the game.
I don't want that. I really don't want that. I believe that some of them might be amazing. I just don't want it. I really don't.
Well, I mean, I agree with you, but at the same time, they've kind of been pushing this not only with the game, but the comics and the movies have all been spider-centric, and they're trying to, at the end of the day, it is Marvel, and this will bring people to the game, especially people that, I mean, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse animated movie was huge, so this will bring people into the game, and then hopefully we'll get the respect.
Didn't like an Oscar as well or something for like best?
Yeah, I think it was best animated or is best. I don't remember what it was. I just have to look, but yeah, it definitely was nominated. I don't know if it ended up winning, but
Purchase did win.
Okay, well then, yeah, may have won. But yeah, basically, end of the day, it's just that's going to draw people into the game, and then hopefully, they will, what do you call it? They will buff those other champions that we've been really wanting. But yeah.
Anyhow, well, obviously we do not have abilities of these Spider-Man yet. However, we do suspect that they're likely going to be tech. Well, basically, Spider-Man 2099 could be tech or science.
Correct. Yeah.
I think they Penny may make Parker it could be either tech or possibly Mystic.
Maybe Mystic, because she has like a
psychic connection with the spider that controls the robot.
Yeah, unless they consider psychic mutant, which would be weird, but it could happen too. That could be our spider mutant
here, but
it'd be weird. I don't know. But yeah, so those 2 are the rumored, but we have actual news in regards to buffs next month. 3 of them.
Here we go. Hood buff.
So
coming back.
So Hood buff is version 2.
Yeah.
With our fate seal intact.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the truth. That's what they took away last time, is Special 2 Fate Seal, which I still use to this day in my baby account. That's coming up next month. We know Venompool is going to be coming up, which desperately needs it. I think he could be a good champion if they do him justice like they did.
Well, the thing with Venompool is because it's an easy to like champion. People like people like Deadpool and people like Venom. It's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like if you were to invent a new pet, right?
Yeah.
You'd I don't know who are like you'd put like some fluffy rodent, you know, and some cute farm animal and piece it together. It's like, and the girls would fall in love. It's kind of like the same thing for Marvel.
Yeah, and you know what the funny thing is? When I first started playing this game, my wife surprised me with a Funko Pop of Venompool, and I was like, "Oh, thanks. He's a trash champion, but thanks." So if he ends up being good now, I'll be like, "Yes, I have a good champion now."
I actually don't have Venompool 6-star.
I don't either. No, I only have him as a 5-star, and he's like, I think rank 1 or rank 2. He's not even ranked up.
Yeah, mine's like rank 3. But yeah, I don't have him as 6-star, so that's another arena that I'm gonna need to grind for.
If they show up.
Yeah, if they show up, because these previous ones didn't so far, anyways.
But yeah, so far, so we'll see what happens. But then the Groot is getting buffed. KT. Oh, it's King Groot.
It's King. I really don't get why, especially because it's Overhaul. Oh no, wait, not
Yeah.
overhaul. No. Venompool's overhaul. Never mind. I still
Venompool's the
think they
overhaul, yeah.
probably should have then overhauled Groot and buffed King Groot. Like, you know what I mean? Then just do the Groot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The King Groot, they better not make the mistake they made with Hood the first time, which I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
they will, but he's got uses.
That's
the
what I
armor
wanted to say,
break.
because King Groot does effectively 4 things.
Yeah.
If not 5. So he gains Fury buffs,
Right.
shrugs up debuffs, armor breaks, and heals.
Yep. And heals, yeah. That's and does poison too.
And does poison, yeah. So that's 5 things,
yeah.
and obviously they're not going to change Bleed Immunity. So there are 5 things that they fundamentally cannot completely take away from the champion. Because as stupid as it sounds, for a champion as bad as he is, people actually rely on all 5 of those things to a relatively serious level. If a single one of those 5 things go away, people are going to be pissed off.
Yeah. They can't change that. And I already have one. I have a 5-star fully ranked up, like a 5-star. I don't know if he's SIG 200, but he's a rank 5 and he's duped.
You have 5-star rank 5.
Yeah, I have a 5-star rank 5
Yeesh.
because I used to bring. The reason why is because I had acid wash paths.
And
map 7, and I'd bring him in. I'd bring him in with the synergy with Immortal Abomination and Dr. Voodoo. That was the 3 I used to run.
That's fair play. My 5-star is like rank 2 or rank 3.
Yeah, I would have never ranked him up if I didn't.
I do have a 6-star duped rank 1 though, so that's kind of okay.
So you see, my 6-star is Unawakened, but it's rank 1, and that's the reason why I ended up ranking up my 5-star. And I also had gems to rank him up. It wasn't like I did it with resources, you know what I mean? But yeah, so I'm hoping it's a really good change to him, because the one thing I'll say is it takes a long time to get those poisons up.
Yeah, it does, because it's only like on a level 2, and it's like
yeah, and by that time, maybe a third of the fight is over because you're having to bait out other specials and such.
But there is one thing nobody can deny. He heals like a mother flipper.
That's what I was going to say. Even if I ever timed out using him, which I rarely would use him, I'd just use him for the synergy with Immortal Abomination. That's really it. But if he timed out, I didn't care, because most of the time after a fight, or maybe even a fight and a half, he'd be fully healed again.
Yeah, he heals like a mother flipper.
They better not change that. If they change his healing, that's going to
piss a lot. The thing is, it's not even the healing. Any of those 5 things that we talked about. Armor break,
they can't.
Ability to shrug off stuff, because people use him on purpose for him to shrug debuffs off. Like,
Yeah. Exactly. He's almost
and,
like a skill in that aspect. He does have to have the Furies, but still.
Yeah. And that is exactly the thing. They need to be very, very careful with that buff. And the best thing is, I genuinely think they don't have to do much. Give him a couple of extra abilities and make him hit harder with more potent Furies, or let him gain more Furies, or some stuff like that. And that's it. He's a good champion. Because let's be real, he's already better than about 70% of the champions in the game, even no matter how much we like to crap on the champion for his pathetic damage output, which is pathetic. He sees more playtime than all of the mediocre players. He's used more than Jubilee. He's used more than Ronin. He's used more than, all of the champions that people like to like. It's that King Groot is just not a champion that people like to say, like, oh, King Groot's awesome,
Well, I was going to say, how you can make him better without changing any of those 5 things?
Well, just if it was a value buff.
Well, no, I'll tell you how I would do it. If it was me and I was Kabam, and I would do a similar thing as what Sabretooth does. Have persistent charges, and have him have the ability to carry over Furies starting the next fight, and maybe even have passive permanent Furies for however many persistent charges, and have the ability to refresh those persistent charges by doing something within the fight.
Yeah, that might work.
Because then that solves the problem. He's going to have a ramp up, granted, but that solves the problem of having pillow hands, basically, and he still has all the other utilities, and that one little change shouldn't affect anything.
Yeah.
And then he still only gets the healing from being awakened. And so, I mean, if they did just that, and if they end up doing that, I have no inside information, by the way, but if they ended up doing something like they do with the Sabretooth, I think that would be amazing. He'd be a really good champ. He won't be the best champion, but he'd be better than he is now, and he'd be someone that people would be happy using.
I did not actually know this one is fun. Random idiot commented. That's his username. I'm not trying to insult people.
No, that's what he said. Yeah, that's his username.
Random idiot commented. Did you know that King Groot is currently tagged as #raw damage. That's a fucking misleading
Oh my
advertising if I have
God.
ever seen one.
I cannot believe that's true.
That is
Random
that
Idiot, I
is
love your name.
definition of misleading advertisement. I can
Yeah.
guarantee you he's in bottom 10% of damage dealing champions.
Well, I mean, back in the day, maybe he used to be decent.
He
I don't
never
even
was.
think he was ever
Everybody
decent.
already made fun of him forever for his damage. Since the day he got
Yeah.
released, people made fun of his damage.
If he had the ability to also armor break, that would be really nice.
Well, he does have ability armor. Anyways,
No, I'm sorry, armor shatter.
Yeah.
Armor shatter. I mean, armor shatter.
We'll
That's
see
what I
what
mean. If
we'll
he could,
see
if
where
they
that ends
added
up,
that,
but yeah. Anyways, it's gonna be interesting. King Groot is a champion that doesn't have to get much love to be very, very good.
Yeah.
Venom Pool is getting brand new kit, so we can see what happens with that.
Yeah.
I
Do you
kind of
we'll
think
get-
we can see something similar to Venom, just maybe with more emphasis on like healing or something like that.
Question: do you think we'll get a new Special 3? Because this Special 3 is very...
No, I don't think any of them are gonna get new animations. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know.
Well, we didn't think that for like
Yeah.
who do you
Yeah,
call
so
it?
it'll be a pleasant surprise. But
I
unless
mean,
they have
like-
said that they are changing animations, I just by default kind of
Right.
assume that they don't.
Sometimes they sneak it in there, but
Yeah.
if I would see a new Special 3 for Venom Pool, that'd be awesome since it's an overhaul. But we'll see.
And then we have the hood, which is obviously going to be impossible to solve. Basically, we're going to have 3 hoods to compare. The one that we had briefly buffed, the one that we have now, and the one that we're going to have after the buff. Also, keep in mind, here is going to be the biggest thing, because I can already imagine the video headlines and stuff like that, where people remembered how good he was with like Liquid Courage and Double Edge Masters, because he was healing crazily and stuff like that. Remember, that was
fake,
bugged.
Yeah, that was bugged.
That was bugged. And he was loading more bullets also than he was meant to.
Oh,
that was also bugged.
Yeah, that was... But I tell you what, sustainability of the bullets was a pain in the ass back in the day, so I hope they tweak that too.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, did you make a video comparing the hood buff to the old one before originally? I thought you did, right?
I'm quite sure. Well, I definitely did go over Hood's buffed abilities, yes.
So, well, I know, but like I was thinking, like, you know how you make the videos with damage comparison. If you did that, it'd be interesting to put that together with the new one when it gets buffed and see how it stacks up too. That'd be interesting.
We'll see.
But
we'll see for sure.
But yeah, and you said this earlier, and I kind of feel the same way. I kind of feel like we're getting gypped this week with this next month with the 3rd buff, because Hood was already taking up a slot.
Yeah, that I don't like, because like, because when they were like randomly quickly while you tuning Odin, then that was like the extra one.
Right.
And this one is like, I get that they wanted a do-over, but we shouldn't suffer for them doing a do-over kind of thing. I know it's not like the biggest of the deal, and this is probably me sounding like spoiled, and it's like, I want more buffs. It's not that. It's just like generally, when you look at the situation, it's just kind of like a feels bad moment where it does kind of like, from the very primal level, seems that we're kind of losing out. Manda?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry. My thing cut out.
I noticed. But yeah, it just kind of seems that we're kind of losing out,
Absolutely. Yeah. Feels like that.
So I'm not gonna like raise a fuss, and I'm not gonna like make a video, like full on video complaining about stuff like that. I'm just saying, like, it ain't no feeling too good yet.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel the greatest. It feels like we could have got one more little value update or something in addition to him to make it not feel as bad. But whatever. We'll roll with it. Hopefully this time, 3rd time's a charm, right?
Yeah, well, pretty much.
And my baby account does have a rank 5 hood, unduped, but I do have a rank 5 hood, so I can test him out too.
Right,
and I think my main account has a 6-star.
Yeah, I think I have a 6-star duped now.
I don't think mine's duped. I'd have to look, but I don't think my 6-star's duped, but I could be wrong, because I have a lot of video.
Mine's duped now. I duped him since.
Oh, have you? Okay.
Yeah.
Since the last buff, you got him duped? Because I think I'm logging into the game too right now, but I think mine is unduped. Obviously, my main account has a duped, what do you call it, 5-star, but this is a 6-star we're talking about. So my 6-star is not duped. Nope.
Yeah. Well, so I do hope that they will reveal the buff breakdown information like week by week, not all in one day. Like, you know, like they did last month.
They did it last week that way. I mean, last month that way, and I think that was the
But it was
best.
so much
Like every
better.
Monday.
So much better.
Yeah. So like maybe we'll get one tomorrow. Maybe we'll get one on the following week, and then maybe we'll get one on Monday, which would be tomorrow, one on Friday, and one on next Monday.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
That'd be cool.
No, we'll see how they do it.
Not guaranteed, but I'm just saying that'd be nice. I love that Funko, dude.
Yeah, I know, it's cool. I like it though. It's gonna be sitting right on my capture card, like at all times.
That's awesome. If they ever make a big Giganto Junior one,
Oh yeah, I
you,
have
like
to get that one.
Set him on there. I would totally get that for you.
Yeah. Either way, I think we are just about done. So my pre-B day KT time. Once again, you guys are crazy and you guys are awesome, and yeah, you guys, for a very rare occasion, and you should know this by now, that I chat a lot of shit and I talk a lot. You guys quite literally made me speechless, so that is something you can write on your CV. And
there we go.
Can be
We love you,
impressive as
man.
fuck.
We love you. Get some rest. Okay?
Yeah, I definitely
and
do
thank
need
you
some rest.
everybody
Man.
for
I
everything.
definitely do need some rest. I have been up since like before 4 a.m. today, and I have been sleeping very, very little last few days.
Yeah, and
So,
everybody, thank you for your help. Thank you for your support, and continue to be here because KT is just going to get better and better over time. And I'll be here to help whenever I can. And I am officially back. Should be full time now. So
yeah, so we're gonna be streaming tomorrow morning as normal. Then tomorrow at about 3 p.m. GMT. So that's about 4 or so hours than I normally stream in the evenings. Earlier.
yeah.
And then that's it. Then I'm going out and having my birthday stuff done. So yeah, you guys
Sounds
are
like
absolutely
plan.
amazing, and I will in fact catch you guys soon. See ya.
Bye, everyone.
Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the